everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Spooky Sunday video. So in today's video I'm going to be reading a few story times about scary things that have happened to pizza delivery people. I did go on TikTok and try and find some story times and stuff, but I just thought it would be a little bit more fun if maybe I just read them, because there wasn't people saying this is my story time and this happened blah blah blah. It was basically people reading other people's stories, so I thought I would just do that myself. As always, I will have the source linked in the description in case you want to go and check them out. There's a few stories on here. I'm going to try and read as many as possible, but if I don't, then you can just go and check the link out in the description. So without further ado, let's get on into today's video and I hope you will like it. Okay, so like I said, the title is Scary Things That Have Happened to Pizza Delivery People, and the first story is called I Fed Him His Last Meal. Delivered to a guy 3 weeks ago at a hotel. 6 hours later, the cops raided his room and shot him. I fed him his last meal. It's not necessarily something that you would find creepy, but it's one of those things that you would overthink and then you would be like, oh my god, like I literally gave him his last meal and then they murdered him or killed him, because we can't really say murdered until we know the situation and there was no information linked to the story about what happened, but the police killed him regardless and they gave him his last dinner. I don't like it. The next one says, here's your tip. Penis erect, hanging out of the mail slot with a sticky note on the top that said, money is under the doormat, here's your tip. Police were involved and my manager was actually upset I didn't leave the pizza and get the money for it. This is what I mean. Like, jobs that pay you the least expect you to do the most. Like, seriously, I've worked in jobs where I get minimum wage and it's not enough to live on. They expect you to do so much for so little and I hate it. Oh, got a hair in my mouth. And also, they moan if you need a sick day off or if you're having a hard time. And it's like, if I died tomorrow, you would literally replace me within a day. So, you know, am I gonna do what you say? No. And I think it's just really shitty that the manager, instead of being concerned that the person delivering the pizza was exposed to, they were worried about the money. We hate shitty managers on this channel. The next one says, they threatened to kill me if I told on them. I was robbed once. I knocked on the door and they opened it with a gun. Two smaller men grabbed me and pulled me through the door and onto the parlour room floor. They beat me up, stole my cash and threatened to kill me and my family if I told on them. I've said this in another video before that there's been times where I need extra money and I can drive, so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could do food delivery. It could be kind of fun, it's just a few hours every night, but then there's the scary part where something seriously terrifying could happen to you and you don't know who you're delivering to, and the fact that that actually happened to someone is terrifying. I'm so glad that they managed to get away, but why do people act like that? The next one says, there was a stench of blood. When the guy came to the door, there was a huge stench of blood and a pool of something that looked like dried blood the size of a tablecloth. I saw all of this for about 3 seconds as the guy opened the door, stepped out and shut the door behind him so I couldn't see in. I very nonchalantly conducted the transaction, hustled to my car, drove all the way back to the store and called the non-emergency police line. I was watching Bailey Sarian earlier and I think it was Bailey Sarian anyway. Oh, it could have been someone else, but I was watching true crime anyway, and someone had kidnapped someone else and someone had delivered a pizza and this guy opened the door and there was a woman behind him that had been beaten up and she basically signaled to him to call the police. So he called the police and I think she had been kidnapped or something. So it's not like unusual for people that are committing a crime to order food. I think they did the right thing by going back to the store and calling the police, because you just never know. It could have been completely innocent, weird, but innocent, but it also may have saved someone's life, so I'm glad they called the police. This one says, he tried to drag me inside the house. Last delivery, a guy answers in his boxers, really creepy. Asked me to come in and put it on the table. I stated it was against policy. He started getting really aggressive and started to try and drag me into his house. I was losing the battle when my co-worker started on the horn of my car. He then let me go and I ran to my car and went back to the store crying hysterically. Thank God she took someone with her. I think if I was a delivery person, I would always have to take someone with me. I know it would kind of suck for them. If they wanted a bit of money, I'd split it with them. But I think it would kind of suck for them, but just for safety reasons, because in case something like that happens, at least someone was in the car to save her. Like, imagine if no one was there and they didn't beep the horn and he just dragged her into the house. Anything could have happened. The world is a messed up place sometimes. This next one says, one of them hit me in the face. I had an order for 4 large pizzas in a pretty horrible part of town. These 2 guys were out front and it never clicked that they were just standing in front of a vacant house. Anywho, I looked down to give them the price on the receipt and one of them hit me in the face and they robbed me. which wasn't anything but about $45 to $50 and the pizzas. When I fell back though, I landed weird and it crushed all the bones in my feet. That sounds so painful. Why are people hurting these people that are trying to do their job? They don't earn the most money, and I know that because I've worked in hospitality and I know that it's minimum wage. But they don't earn the most money and you're just out here robbing them, hurting them for pizza and $50. Is that a magpie? Just in case. Anyway, why would you do that? I just don't understand. Like, you think you're so hard. They think they're big men. Shut up. The next one says, they looked like collections of random sticks, like the Blair Witch Project. At one house, there were a bunch of wind chimes. Some looked like the collections of random sticks, like the Blair Witch Project. The guy comes out drunk and doesn't have any teeth. He mumbles unintelligibly, I think that's how you say it, and asks if I'd like to come inside. I say no, my deliveries are timed and the store keeps track of the houses on my route. He looks slightly irritated, hands me a wad of cash and takes the pizza. I didn't even count it. I just noped the fuck out of there with the creepy wind chimes in the background. I would as well. Imagine if they didn't tell them that they were tracked. I reckon him knowing that you were tracked put him off whatever sinister ideas and plans he had in his head. Personally, I feel like that may have saved your life. There's a different story time that I've done before where this woman was a real estate agent, and because she was tracked, that saved her life as well. So I feel like that may have stopped him from doing whatever he was planning on doing. Okay, we'll do two more. So this one says, two cops pull up to the door. Arrived at a home to deliver a pizza and nobody is opening the door. I wait for about 2 minutes and I'm getting ready to leave when two cop cars pull up to the door and both policemen proceed to put on gloves. One goes in his truck and pulls out a shotgun and one of them walks up to me and says, there won't be any deliveries today. I would want to know why. Why is there no deliveries today? What's going on? Tell me. I would want to know. I couldn't just be like, oh, alright, bye. I'd want to know why. You'd have to tell me, or I'd have to stay and see what's going on. Although if someone was hurt, I wouldn't want to see that. But I would be so curious. Would you be curious? I reckon you would be. Okay, the last one says, the driver had piping hot pizza sauce thrown in his eyes. A driver showed up to deliver a pizza and the guy that answered the door was drunk and violent and ended up throwing the pizza in the driver's face. The driver had piping hot pizza sauce thrown in his eyes and then he fell down the stairs breaking his arm. So again, another case of people thinking they're big men hurting someone that's just delivering a pizza trying to do their job. They probably don't even want to be there delivering the fucking pizzas to you in the first place, and they just think that's so fucking hard. Just, you're all pussies. You're pussies, just to let you know. Leave them alone. It makes me so mad. Sorry, kind of went off a bit there, but it just makes me so mad. Anyway, that's the end of today's video. I hope you all liked it. There is so many stories on there, so if you would like a part 2, let me know and I can film a part 2 for you. But I hope you liked the video. If you did, please remember to smash a massive thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, I will see you all soon. Peace.